Have you ever wondered what to expect when it comes to how many hours you will work as a pipeline welder, or how many days off a year that you will have to save for? I'm going to fill you in, and at the end of this video I'll share with you 10 ways you can save for that downtime. If you want to become a successful pipeline welder, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever I post a new video every Friday. I'm Austin Ross, and I've lived on the road chasing work for the last 6 years. When I got started, I thought I knew what my days and years would look like, but I was way off. Today I'm going to tell you what to expect so you can plan and save accordingly based on your family's needs and lifestyle. Let's get started. Average day, week, month, and year. Here we go. Okay, so your average day when you're working is show up at 7 o'clock, you get a break at 10 o'clock, lunch, and at 3 o'clock, off around 5 unless you're on tie-ins or near the end of a job, you're gonna work more hours. This is pretty minimal, having your breaks at 10, noon, and 3. That's bare minimum for your day. So that's what your day looks like. As for your average week when working, your average job is going to be 10-hour days, 6 days a week. It is very common, especially towards the end of a job, to work 12, 14, even 16 hours or more a day, 6 or 7 days a week. And as for your average commute, as far as living in a camper, anywhere from 5 minutes to I've drove an hour or more for a job. I have found that a hotel can be closer to the job, but this is not always the case. Sundays and rainouts are going to be your only days off, and those aren't even guaranteed, but generally speaking, you will have Sundays off. A lot of jobs are pre-jobbed for 6-10s. Depending on your home life, if you travel by yourself or you're single, your days off will be spent on truck maintenance, welder maintenance, camper maintenance, running errands, things like that, doing laundry. If your significant other is with you, travels with you, and they are home, a lot of times this will mean you will either be relaxing with them at home with the wife and kids, or husband and kids, or out sightseeing on your day off. So as you can tell, we work a lot of hours compared to most other jobs. In fact, it's actually a joke in the pipeline industry that if you're working less than 60 hours a week, you're working part-time. I'm curious, what is the most hours you have worked in 1 week? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, now for the average month. Most months you will spend working, having very little life outside of work. Even though you're living away from home, it is very far from a vacation. Most months for us look just like living in a camper, but having a consistent schedule otherwise. When you are on a job, life is about the job and the schedule it demands. We do try to squeeze a couple of date nights in a month and a couple of days going to do and see things a couple times a month. The flip side to this is whenever you are off, either by choice or otherwise, you're off, which can mean an entire month where you spend all day, every day doing whatever you want or need to do. That is very different than the common person, and while it doesn't always mesh with other family members, if your closest family can learn to work with it, it can be really cool to spend time together in that way. If you can buckle down on the lifestyle and focus on work and savings, time off can be a lot of fun living this way. Alright, now for the average year. I'm totally just generalizing right here. This is from my experience the past 6 or 7 years. I've worked 9 to 10 months out of the year, having 2 to 3 months off a year. Most of those times, with the exception of this year, has been during the winter. A lot of pipeliners plan on having off a couple months during the winter. A lot of them like to hunt. A lot of them like to be home for the holidays. And work generally slows down a little bit during the winter also. And who wants to be out in the cold working during the winter anyways? Regardless of when your time off comes, because there are jobs that go throughout the wintertime, I think it is extremely common and somewhat necessary to take off a month a year if at all possible, whether that's all at once or a couple weeks at a time, just for sanity's sake. You need to live some time out of work if possible. I also wanted to mention right here, the time in between jobs, traveling to and from jobs, and just having a couple days to a couple weeks off in between jobs, that can add up to a month real quick, and all that time in between jobs is unpaid, so you can find yourself with a month worth of time off just like that. Take all that into consideration, plus your month or two that you plan to be off a year, you can easily be off a total of 3 months. Just something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and talk holidays real quick, that way you're not caught off guard. Most of the time you will not know whether you're going to be off for a holiday until like the day before you can leave, unless you set a boundary for yourself and just leave. Like, whether I get fired or not, I'm leaving. That's what you got to do if you want a certain amount of time off sometimes. The only holiday I've for sure been off the last 7 years is Christmas. Even then, sometimes it meant driving home 17 hours on December 23rd through an ice storm. I would say the two holidays that most contractors find most important, and unless you're at the tail end of a job or behind on a deadline, they will try to give you days off for both Christmas and Thanksgiving. Other holidays like Easter, New Year's, 4th of July, you can expect the day off or maybe a couple days if it falls on a weekend. Memorial Day, Labor Day, etc., you can expect to have a day or less off. But keep in mind, you may not know until the day before the holiday whether you're going to have off or not. Other smaller holidays, don't plan on being off unless you're laid off or it happens to rain that day. As you can tell, you either work a lot or you're off. It's like polar opposites, and it's your responsibility to stay afloat whenever you're off, whether it was your choice or not, because you don't always find work whenever you want or need it. So I've created a free download with 10 ways to save money for downtime. This is something that throws a lot of people off and takes some, us included, a lot of years to get down right if you weren't taught all this as a kid or in school. So click the link below and I'll send it over to you because I don't want you working this much and struggling financially. If you found this video helpful, please share, like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications whenever I post a new video every Friday. Alright, it's giveaway time. Last week's winner of the new Industrial Tradition hoodie is Kyle Klein. Email me at aroswelding@gmail.com within the next 24 hours with your address so we can get that sent over to you. This week I'm giving away another coffee mug. Comment below the word cup for your chance to win an Industrial Tradition coffee mug. Make sure to come back next week to see if you won. Thank you for watching, and remember to learn something every day. We will see you next Friday.